history. Your dream is your currency. Yeah. Hold on, hold on.
Today to be alive. Moments in history. Your host on Open Forum with Citizen MKO on Memories 96.5 FM Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Your host is 60 today. It's an awesome time to be alive. So much stories to tell, but I'm starting with that because I'm wearing my best dress on planet Earth. For those watching us online, you see what I'm wearing. It's a simple t-shirt branded with Open Forum logo and the Open Forum Global Community, which is a coalition of the bright and the brave for state, nation, and global building. And it is very important that I say this because it means a whole lot to me and to all those who have been part of my life journey. We'll get to talk a little bit more about that as we go on, but we need to start with that. So this welcoming you to Open Forum on Memories. Today, we have a bumper edition because it's a very special day. As usual, all of our sections, high points, we are going to touch them, no matter how brief, because here, as a productivity advocate and practitioner, every moment we spend on air counts. And we are starting with our food for thought and thought for food for the week, which being my special day, we have a 2-in-1 thought for food. We call it thought for food and food for thought extraordinaire. And the first thought for food and food for thought for the week is by a man called Tommy Smith. And what did he say? He said, and justice is justice, and sometimes has nothing to do with the law. If the law subverts justice, to hell with the law. Tommy Smith. For emphasis, and justice is justice, and sometimes has nothing to do with the law. If the law subverts justice, to hell with the law. Tommy Smith. And the next one, by one of our own, son of the soil, Mek Abasi Udofia. He wrote this a couple of years ago, and I penned it down in my diary. And because of these times and season, I had to go dig it up from my diary. And it says, a post-error attitude of the offender is very important in the resolution of any mistake. The attitude of the offender is what shapes the attitude of the victims of his indiscretion. The offender persisting in any kind of hubris and or warsaw, triumphalism, and self-gratification readily shuts the door against forgiveness. Mek Abasi Udofia. He's from Sinibom local government area, and this makes deep sense because of developments in the polity, because of development in our society, and because of the mission that God has entrusted to us. We will not hold back anything to be sure that we leave society better than we meet it. After that, we are going to have a humanitarian intervention segment, which briefly we are going to say a number of things that is going on. And one of them is a very good news to the glory of God. We also have a state of the state and state of the country, where we'll look at communal crisis and the challenges of internally displaced persons in Akwa Ibom State, the Mberekom, Nkari clan in the Nilugu government example, and the way to sustainable peace. You may be asking, are there internally displaced persons in Akwa Ibom State? You will be shocked at what you will hear when we get there, because we have two guests from that community who will join us virtually. Unfortunately, due to lack of resources, we are unable to at least bring one of them that is nearby home. But all the same, we'll do our best to give a voice to the voiceless persons in Nkari clan, in the local government area. And there are more than Nkari clan. You'll get to know that, because this is just going to be part one of the series that we are trying to be sure that there is peace for everyone in Akwa Ibom State. That is going to be our main focus on State of the State. And then our series, which we are on the 42nd edition. 42 weeks, we've been churning out ideas on stock taking and agenda setting for Akwa Ibom without oil. And today, it is matters arising from the Arise Town Square meetings across the 10 federal constituencies of Akwa Ibom State, reviews of economic impact of the Arise agenda on Akwa Ibom people, and the need to cut cost of governance, ensure accountability, and match rewards with service and productivity. That will be our focus today. But as usual, we do not fail, because it's a town hall on radio, to reel out some of the advocacies, the resolutions that we took during our last town hall meeting on radio, which was the 18th of August, 2025. And briefly, we want to reel out that the repeated independent allegations, investigations, and reports by indigenes of Inilugu government area regarding the state of the much celebrated Akwa Ibom private partnership Agricon Ibom rice factory and plantation. The producers of family rice that was under the Udo Emmanuel administration has proven that the factory is not in production, where the rice plantations are said to have been privately owned and are still privately owned by individuals. Like other failed industrial outfits with government participation or outright government ownership, the Akwa Ibom State government is hereby encouraged to investigate the situation to determine what transpired, leading to what has now led to the Akwa Ibom State government's claim of establishing a rice mill and producing rice as being fake. We've left that to anybody that wants to fact check. If it is fake, that the rice mill and rice plantation in it is still producing. As yesterday, I spoke with somebody from that community who's even good. I mean, it's a tale of the unexpected. And now the governor, the Governor Moino-led administration is commended for seeing to the completion of the 20-year-old NUJ auditorium started in 2005 under the chairmanship of Comrade Israel Umor and completed under the leadership of Comrade Amos Etuk in 2025. The newly elected NUJ chairman, Comrade Nsibiet John, is congratulated and encouraged to revive and actualize other laudable projects such as the Journalist Village envisioned by Comrade Israel Umor and approved by the then admission of His Excellency Governor Victor Attah. Remember, we hosted the former chairman of NUJ Akwa Ibom State Council, Comrade Israel Umor, here. It was a revealing moment. And part of the outcome is what you are hearing. And then journalists must not abdicate their responsibilities of being the watchdog of society to doing public relations or image laundering activities for politically exposed persons. We've been able to differentiate that there's difference between public relations and actual journalism, where you have to tell truth as it is. So when you find some journalists doing public relations, sometimes some of them engaging in propaganda, differentiate that from news. It is not the same thing. The lessons from the series of cases of breaches of safety measures in the business in the air sector calls for action by regulatory authorities to ensure safety of passengers and investors in the sector. That was having to do with Comfort, Emerson, Ibom Air, Kwamwon, that's Wasu, Ayinde, Marshall, and Value Jet, and even our Senator Adams Oshomole. Rules must be respected. But then, the intentional assault and stripping and filming of Comfort Emerson, allegedly by Ibom Air hostess, security guards, and the release of the offensive footage by the actors is a barbaric act that must be punished, as perpetrators are unprofessional and outrightly inhuman to have done that. We noticed that in the video, the lady, while she was being taken downstairs by security men, somebody was above her, making sure that she was stripped naked. Intentional, thank God for technology, and that is an indictment. And those trying to defend such heinous acts, they are just further exposing who they are. And then, lastly, on June 27, 2025, the declaration of the PDP and the APC by a Canadian federal court that those parties are terrorist organizations, we have said, inasmuch as some of the activities of individuals have indicated that they are actually undemocratic, we want to appeal to the federal government of Nigeria and the parties concerned, and even other parties that were not named because they have not come to office yet, to rise to the occasion and see how they can address that issue. Everybody cannot be a terrorist. Yes, there are people that are clearly, by their actions, by their words, should be penalized. Those are the people that should be singled out, not everybody. Some of us have been part of ruling party at the time. Some have moved from one party to the other, both in ruling party because they don't believe in political parties, just believe in being in power. You can't brand them as terrorists until they show such trait. So that is what we did last week, the high point. And because it is important that we do this, we want to say thank you so very much for giving us your attention. And we want to go into what we call the humanitarian intervention segment. And you know that Open Forum is about people, issues, ideas, and solutions. And we say here that wherever this flag is flown, we take care of our own. Under humanitarian issues, we have 3 issues we are going to talk about, and that will do it in a jiffy. The first is to the fact that for about 2 months or so, we have been talking about a 4-year-old girl who was involved in a car accident, and she had brain surgery at the University of Youth Teaching Hospital. And we had written to places we thought we could have succor. We've written to the office of the First Lady. We've done 2 letters before the bill came out, and we have also done a follow-up letter with the bill to that office. We've not received any information. We also did a letter to the chairman, where we sent the medical report to the chairman of a Tina local government area, and I even tried to speak with him, but he caught the call, and all efforts to get him again was not fruitful. The father has actually made effort. It has not yielded result. I had also forwarded the appeal to the House of Reps member representing Tina Federal constituency. We've not gotten any feedback. So as we speak, little Etimbok Emmanuel Friday, 4-year-old, the bill has been made available. The bill is 1,069,287 naira 20 kobo. The parents who have everything they have had is all gone. Even their other children are unable to continue in school because they had to shut down everything. They have been able to pay 182,992 naira 20 kobo. So the outstanding bill to get Etimbok out of hospital, she's been discharged for about 2 weeks now, but she's still there. She cannot leave the University of Teaching Hospital. The bill is 886,295 naira. We want to appeal to anybody that can assist to please do something. Let that little 4-year-old, she also has a fracture on the leg. The leg was broken as well. We are not even talking about that. I want to give out the father's phone number. The phone number of the father where it can be reached, I've hosted the mother here, is 0701 980 0648. I take that again. 0701 980 0648. His name is Mbodidem. Please call on the father of Etimbok. And those I have named here, I'm not naming to shame anybody. We are a humanitarian organization that we try to link people up to where they can find solutions. And we have done that severally by the grace of God through interventions of people of goodwill. We've helped somebody, a blind student, to complete his master's program. Somebody in government helped. He has never met me before, neither has he even met the person. We've had somebody who was in a mortuary for 8 years, buried, complete everything bankrolled by us through an assistance. Not by somebody who's campaigning to be in office, but by the secretary to the Akwa Ibom State government talking about Prince Enobonwa. We've done others that we cannot name. This should not be an exception. A 4-year-old in the midst of billions, maybe even trillions in Akwa Ibom State. Please let us help Etimbok to leave hospital so that she can go to attend to her broken leg. Talking about good news, we want to report that we had two good news anyway. This one has to do with a little girl who was sent out from the house by her guardian, and eventually she got slept outside and started walking from somewhere, I think, Afara, whatever, in Ibesikpo, down to Mbelebe Junction. And those who know the kind of things we do put a call across to us, and we quickly went into action, and we were to take the girl to the ministry. We called NAPTIP. NAPTIP said, oh, take her to Ministry of Women Affairs. We did, and we were told there that we should take her to the police station for documentation and extract. And guess what? The good news is that everybody involved, from the ministry officials, talking about the Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Mrs. Inibere Silas Etowodo JP, the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Margaret A. Edem, and then the Director of Child Development, Precious Paul. She's indeed precious. She had to work extra hours for us to be able to conclude arrangements with the police, and then the police quickly did the extract, attached an officer, and we took the girl to hand over to the Minister of Environment. So I want to thank the officers and men of the police headquarters in Kodokpanabia, particularly CSP Nsebong Umo, the OC family unit. Amazing, amazing woman. I don't have the names of the other superiors, but I thank you, all of you, for doing that. We have been able to save one child from the street. You need to see the picture of that child. We took her to our office, did a brief video, which we don't even share that online. Her name is Gift. Let us leave it there. She doesn't even know her local government, but from what she mentioned, it's likely she may be from Etinan. We're not giving her a full name. So the ministry is on that very issue. Having said that, thank you once again, Ministry of Women Affairs, Social Welfare, Nigerian Police Force. Thank you greatly. The last thank you is going to the Honorable Commissioner for Minister of Agriculture and Minister of Agriculture, yes, talking about Dr. Offiong Ofor. His Excellency, sometime in March or thereabout 2024, gave an automatic employment to somebody during one of the interface he had with members of the public. That was not activated immediately, and the person concerned reached out to us, making appeal to reach out, and we did reach out to Dr. Offiong Ofor. Amazing woman. We've not met before. She missed my call and called back, and we talked. And she promised that they are on it, and they were going to expedite work as we speak. The person has received her appointment letter. I've spoken with the Honorable Commissioner this morning. I want to say thank you for being responsive, Dr. Offiong Ofor. On the issue of agriculture, we are going to talk, because I've already told her we are going to talk so that we can see how we can bring her to clear air on certain things. Having said that, nothing can be more joyful than to see that in a society where certain persons seem to lack human feelings, there are those that are in touch with humanity. Ofiong Ofo, Commissioner for Agriculture, thank you once again. And hopefully soon we are going to host the beneficiary. The same way we mentioned her name, mentioned people's names, she will be here to tell her story and to say thank you to His Excellency, who is touching people's lives directly. Thank you so very much. We want to go into some other issues very quickly because we must, no matter how brief, be able to talk with our guests who are out there to tell us what is happening in Ilugu government area. So this other issue having to do with the stock-taking agenda setting, I want to take that very quickly. It's just going to be very brief because a number of things that we say on air are just tidbits. We are going to document some of the things we do for posterity so that those who have decided to blackmail themselves for whatever reason, so posterity will be able to put all of us on a scale to know who was saying the truth and who was busy destroying innocent souls. I think before I go there, let me just say a little about Citizen MKO at 60 and the wonders of a revelational life, mercies of God, and lessons of the dangers of blind obedience. I've told us I am 60 today, and I have seen almost all, but I've seen enough to help me determine my direction. And God did that when I was quite young. Those that we grew up with could tell there were certain things which were seen to be norm among the youths. I didn't find myself doing it. Even doing a koi, like people used to say, doing a sian. I remember when I came back from Lagos, my first visit in the 70s, I went to the farm, fished a fang, went to the stream, went for firewood like I used to do before I left as a child. And my friends, they were getting beatings in their homes. They make it mama coffee. And young Lagos said they kafang. And young Lagos said they kaifia. And young Lagos said they kaidem. And for I just that cake para sa namasian. And the guys will say that I'm young Lagos. We item name I would. To God be the glory. The glory. I have lost all my parents. And as God will have it, I have lost all my siblings. And I discovered that I'm a seed. And when challenges came, and some persons even challenged me to compromise, I told them it's impossible. The joy is that God revealed himself to me, very tender age enough to be able to understand right from wrong and to say no matter if I have to stand alone. And that has pitched me against some persons, including, like somebody said, it is dangerous to be right in a matter that big people are wrong. I have had to face that. And that's what has led me to say, be careful of blind obedience. I had wanted to read a write-up that somebody has done having to do with blind obedience by politicians. It goes beyond that. There are people you meet, very highly placed persons you think they are symbols of authority. They are symbols of integrity. I tell you, some of them are worse than what we used to call Side Monkey on Etuk Street or what we used to call Corridor. Why? Because virtue is now vice, and vice is virtue in this part of the world. And that is why we declared what we call a state of emergency on Nigerian factor. And we initiated the Akwa Ibom Dream and the Nigerian Dream. We are on it. And so I want to thank everybody that have encouraged me in my journey in life. I was on hunger strike for 7 days looking for justice. And I said, even if I'm wrong, please jail me. That will be justice for me. If I'm not wrong, please free me. I was ignored. I was even further attacked. Suppose elders called a press conference and lied against me. But posterity has records to that effect because some of the things that were not documented, they ended up documenting it. And I want to appeal to His Excellency, Pastor Mobaseno. Like you have said, a man that is given to the ministry of reconciliation. It's not about politics. In fact, the greatest deceit ever known to man is when people talk about politics and what it is, because we know what it is and what it is not. But generally speaking, people are suffering, people are dying. Some persons we handle their case have died because those responsible refuse to even look their way. I have refused to die. There have been a number of attempts on my life. People died in the process of their trying to kill me. People that brought their case to me, some of them have died because people that should have attended, they refused to do anything. But that has helped us to be more determined. That's why we are doing some of the things that people are saying, how do you do this? Like I've said, this program, very soon we are going to review if we can go on, because today was supposed to be the Open Forum Summit, unveiling of our book, and a special program we are going to initiate for posterity. We could not do it because of certain distractions. And that brings me to an important announcement I want to make on air. Those that have called me to say, MKO, I've read this about you. What is going on? I have told you and I pleaded you. I'm not speaking on whatever you have read online. Why? Because we are working underground to save the image of Akwa Ibom State in the Committee of Nations. We will do everything to the last point. And after we have done all like we are doing, and then nothing happens, I want to announce this. Nobody, particularly those that have gotten our letters and those that are going to get our letters, possibly any moment from now, do something and save Akwa Ibom State from embarrassment. I'm not shaken by anything. I'm not, and I will never be. I fear no evil. I have had spiritual and physical attacks. I'm still here. Some people are saying, Akwa made the song. Yes, I don't know, but I feel younger than my age. I walk like a 19-year-old. And when I should be retiring, I'm just about starting life afraid because I lost everything I ever worked for in life in the last 10 years. And nothing can stop us from moving forward and speaking for the voiceless. If you have a position of authority and you cannot use it for the good of humanity, you are a danger, you are a terrorist, you are a suicide bomber, and we will do everything possible to stop you. That is my birthday message for the world to hear, that I am available for peace. I'm available for justice, for myself and for others. And we'll stop at nothing. And anything called intimidation, we have risen above it. In fact, like I say, not jokingly, it has happened. Why? God can use anything to fight for his own. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. We just speak the word and we keep doing what we are doing. Thank you so very much. I reassure our people, even if you don't hear me on air for some time, don't worry. We'll be on our podcast. We'll do more and we'll come back because it takes money to run radio program. This program is not sponsored by anybody. So we do everything possible to keep this program going, but there's an extent. It's taking so much toll, and we cannot overdo it. Thank you. In the next 5 minutes, I want to do this very important. I must add this. Back to my birthday. Sorry, I must add this. Whatever you do that is legal, don't allow anybody to use his or her position to tell you to do something you should do legally, illegally, or do it unofficially. You may live to regret. That has been one of my greatest challenges. I believe people that I had no business believing in, but because I rated their offices and their status that it has integrity, I was wrong. I beg of you. I am a mystery to be alive because of the same people I believed. So, learn this from me. I'm a lesson. Please learn this from me. Thank you. Yes, on stock-taking agenda setting, His Excellency has gone through the 10 local government areas, the 31 local government areas, summarized into 10 federal constituencies, and he has done what has never been done before in Akwa Ibom State. And what is that? Trying to connect with the people directly. Incidentally, that connection has benefited over 7,000. I think I had the figure here. He has spent over 10 billion naira touching close to, not just close to, officially, 7,688 individuals through grants, empowerment, and all of that, it means a whole lot. Some person's life will be changed forever. But in the course of it, he has announced certain projects in communities. He has also announced that those ideas put forward will be used for the next year's budget. But beyond that, Open Forum, when I was 57, my first birthday ever in life, we had a town hall meeting. It was chaired by the paramount ruler of Eket, His Royal Majesty Isi Diabia. And we talked about the need for a long-term master plan. We would never develop with this short-term political agenda. So, a long-term master plan should be put in place to galvanize this. And having stakeholders submit needs, a number of stakeholders have become stale. Unfortunately, they are still relevant because everything is about politics. His Excellency, please do something about a long-term plan, like Professor Paneku said when he was at the review. And then he said something about AIDS receiving minimum of 1 million naira. Yes, it is both good and bad. Good because these people's lives have been changed. Bad because some of them, their standard has been raised beyond whatever means they will ever be able to live on their own. Some have never been able to survive outside government. That's why you find some persons, 20-something years they're in government, with not much to show. And talking about having something to show, few APAs have done things, and His Excellency has brought these things out to the fore. And what is that? Giving back to society. Yes, it's not the first time. I was in council as council secretary. I used more than my entire earning. My entire monument was about 3-something million in 1 year, 5 months. I used more than that for one program. The Commissioner for Local Government was in attendance. Commissioner for Economic Development was there. It was chaired by General Derekwan. We forwarded it finally. The governor was sent a copy of what we did. That's a story for another day. But nobody seemed to care. What did you do? The Stella Udo, the secretary who used local government then during her tenure, from what she told me, she put in over 1 million, about 1 million naira to do something for our constituents. From where? Not because you have, but because you have the spirit to give. That is what matters. So please, I want to appeal that it's not enough to ask people to do something they may never do. It's not in their nature too. People that cannot deliver in their offices, how can they give to people when they don't even know what to do in their offices? It's much more than that. So, Your Excellency, please don't expect too much so that you don't get frustrated. But let people be able to be productive, because productivity does not equate with what they are earning. And then we must also know that some of these aids were nominated by people. The people are receiving money from them every month. It happened during my tenure. Some of those that were during the tenure, people that I knew, when they collect their pay, the first thing they do is to send money to their godfathers or godmothers who gave their names. So it's not the entire salary that goes to these people. That's a story for another day. So we cannot sustain this level of engagement if we do not save cost. We have to cut cost, because billions have gone into even going round, and billions have gone into people's hands. Without oil money, we cannot do this. So we need to devise means of cutting cost. I want to appeal that I stop there, because the issue we are going to take up, we must do that immediately. Talking about the internally displaced persons in the local government, I have joining me now virtually Evangelist Bright Essien. He is a computer and IT engineer. He's also a telecom engineer by profession. He is based in Abuja, and he is from the community called Uberekom. And I just got to know that there are 3 villages there. And so please, our technical man, be here, because we are going to have somebody join us virtually. For those watching us on Open Forum with MKO Online and Memories FM, we are about having the first guest join us just to tell the story of his community. My technical team, please join me now. Can I have the... We are trying to connect with our brother who is, yeah? Yes. Good morning. So sorry. We have a little of a technical hitch here. Good morning. Welcome to Open Forum with Citizen MKO. We will need to get your voicing properly.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, this is Open Forum with Citizen MKO, and here we face issues. Now, no, if you have a set there, please take away. Don't allow any radio to be with you. Hello, Essien. We're having a feedback here. We don't want any radio.
Okay. What about now, sir? Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, it's better now. Thank you. Now, we have just very few minutes to have you state.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, loud and clear. Loud and clear. You are welcome. Hello? Hello?
I can't hear you, sir.
Oh, God. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, what about now? Is it okay now?
Yes. Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
I can hear you. Thank you, sir.
Beautiful. Now, very briefly,
I'm with you. I can hear you, sir.
Tell us who you are and what has happened to your community. Tell us who you are and what has happened to your community. Can you hear me? Hello?
I cannot hear you, MKO.
Can you hear me now? Hello? I'm going to cut the call and I'll call you back. So sorry for those listening to us. We are connecting with one of our guests in Abuja, and we want to pray that the network will allow us to communicate with him so that we hear his point, because he is the reason for us to have this program. No, it's got to be video. Yeah. Hello? Hello? Oh, God. Hello?
Okay, hold on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, evangelization.
Okay, can you hear me now, sir?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me now? Okay.
The audio is fluctuating, sir.
We can hear you loud and clear here. Okay. Let me join another person. Later I'll come back to you. Let me call somebody from your community, please, so that we don't lose both ends. Yes, let me use the phone.
Hold on to your dream. Your dream is your currency. Yeah. Hold on to your dream.
I assure you, if we strike this iron this first time it does not work, we will hit the iron again and strike. Incidentally, next week we have had the plan of having another person from another community join us. I'm trying to reach out to one of our resource persons. Hello? Hello, good morning. Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? It's quite challenging. We are talking about displacement. Network wants to displace us. If we can't get it right today, I promise you, next week we shall do this by all means. Hello? Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Are we on air? Okay. Please, we tried to reach out to one of our guests, virtually who's in Abuja. Unfortunately, network has not allowed us, so I have to bring you in. This is Benjamin Christopher Akpan, a one-time councillor in Kari clan, and he's been a supervisor for chieftaincy and political affairs, joining us from Ini local government. Because of time, please, we understand that there are some villages that have been displaced in your clan, in your local government areas for a number of years now. Tell us, what are the names of those villages and for how long have they been displaced? Okay. 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 We better comprise of Ikor of Young. Ofrong, okay. 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 What happened? How long has that happened? How long has that displacement been? Okay. Hello? 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 We are having some technical issues here. Hello? Let us do this. Let me appeal to you. We are going to, if you are hearing us, we are going to invite you to Uyo. We just hope we'll be able to have the resources to bring you to Uyo. Yes. And to the studio next week. And then we'll see whatever we can do to have our brother in Abuja connect with us. And we also learned that there is a community in Eastern Obolo that have not been on air, that have not been talking about being on air, that have not been, nobody has been living there in that community. It has turned to a forest for 15 or 16 years now. We are taking up these matters as an obligation from God Almighty, and knowing the kind of governor we have, and then the fact that the chairman of the boundary issues in the state is the deputy governor, we are going to reach out to the authorities after we get the fact to see what can be done. I could have been born in such a community. You could have been born, or maybe you're even from that community. Imagine somebody not being to his community in the last 15 years. And guess what? I even understand that the Vice Chancellor of the University of Uyo, Professor Nyaudon Dayo, is from that same community that has been displaced. We are here for humanity, open for about people, issues, ideas, and solutions. And talking about solutions, it is unfortunate, which is one of the complaints that we made. A town hall is where people can air their views. I have been to a town hall at Ibom Hall, Uyo Federal Constituency, where a paramount ruler who had problems in his family, he could not have it resolved. Then Governor Godswill Akpabio resolved that problem right there at the town hall. And there was peace. And somebody who had felt marginalized or victimized had justice in the family. So it's not where just stakeholders will just go and people will dance. Nobody, I've asked, nobody raised this issue. during the last town hall in Ini, the Koroba Federal constituency, I'm not sure. People raise issues. Maybe I just put him on phone so that, no, we can't take video now. So sorry. I've just announced. Can you hear me? Hello? We are going to have you next week again. We've lost time. So we are going to reschedule this program. We will ensure that Benjamin comes to the studio next week. So don't worry about this. Yeah, we're going to hit this iron again and strike it well. Thank you very much. Yes. Next week, we are going to have you. Like the Christians will say, the devil is a liar. Now, we want to open the phone lines. And before I do that, I was trying to say, town hall meetings, people have problems resolved. Most so, we have appealed to His Excellency, just like the last administration. Everything is not political. Set up the Akwa Ibom Public Complaint and Anti-Corruption Commission. People have matters. They don't know where to take it to. Because some of the problems are caused by those who take the matters to. Like the people will say, more get down what? More no item. It is impossible. How can people be displaced for 15 years? And others will come and dance and go away. Nothing happens. The phone number for you to call is 0803 085 7755. Or you call 0809 066 6909. And when you call, tell us your name, where you are calling from, and what you want to speak about. We want to be sure we are together in this because this program is about people, about issues, ideas, and solutions. And remember, it's my special day, my birthday gift. It's God that will do it, and that gift will affect Akwa Ibom positively, and I'm praying that. And if you have the mind to sponsor this program or support this program, the number to call is 0802 757 7497. I assure you that here, every kobo matters. We are doing what some persons cannot do, even with billions, hundreds of millions. We don't seem to have callers. So while we keep talking about some of these issues, I want to ask you, in your community, are you satisfied with what is going on? Or have you joined the bandwagon? Like some persons have told me. Nigeria Nigeria di pa uwe ni mo ina mutoto idi ambong. Police route odum briket odum brutoto. Join us. I have refused. By the grace of God, there are evidences here and there to show what we've done and what we are even doing with bare hands and owing. And the challenges we are facing by some persons who should be solutions, but have turned themselves to problems. And guess what? We are solutionists. If you make yourself a problem, we will solve you by the power of the Almighty God. The number for you to call is 0803 085 7755, or you call 0809 066 6909. For those who were expecting the unveiling of our book, it's not yet possible because that book is going to be thorough. It's going to be a legacy, maybe volume 1 of it. So there's no point doing the right thing the wrong way. Resource persons that had been there waiting, we have contacted them to say, please, we have made adjustments. We are getting to work because I've been so involved in attending to people's matters. There are a number of letters that have gone out. No response. There's a caller. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, good morning, Citizen AKO.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay.
Naturally, Faith Morgan. Good to hear your voice. Yeah.
I am very happy to hear your voice too.
Thank you.
Yes. I came to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you, Faith.
I am prepared very soon before 3 o'clock. From now to 3 o'clock, I have one particular relationship to call you on air and give you especially.
Thank you. You always do this.
Thank you so much.
God bless
what you did to me, I can't take for granted because you know how Pampro is causing now.
Mm.
You know, do something wonderful for me. But I still expect something.
We thank God.
So thank you. Happy birthday for you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Faith Morgan is a double amputee in the hands. And his case, we've taken up his case for a number of years now. We are still battling. The little money we were able to raise for him, he went and bought palm seedlings and planted. Somebody even went to confiscate it, but that has failed. And we have also made appeals. His Excellency, this is one person you need to touch in the humanitarian case of, what do you call it, buildings or whatever that can give him succor, please. Yes, hello. Your name and where you're calling from? Chief. Good morning. Oh, we lost him. Good to hear Chief Udokan, one of those that radio brought together. We thank so much for calling. We have another caller. Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Eka Obawasi. I'm calling from Seibum.
Eka Obawasi. I've never heard that before. Awesome name.
No, thank you. Daddy, I don't have anything to say. I want to wish you happy birthday.
Thank
May
you.
God give you long life and prosperity.
Amen.
More money in your account. in Jesus'
Amen.
name.
Amen. Thank you so much. I am in Eka
Thank you, sir.
Obawasi right now. Let's take the last call.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Was that a call? Hello? Yeah, the last caller. We lost that call. Thank you so very much for your good wishes. Thank you so very much. The messages has been awesome. My family, my wife and children, they made me cry this morning. The prayers, the love, standing by me. One person facing some group that it only bothers on the miraculous. If the Bible were written down, a number of person will book their names in the Bible, and definitely they have also booked their names in history for who they are and what we do. So we want to appeal once again. We need sponsors. We want to keep this program on air. People are being blessed. Whatever happens, I know Memories will have us next week, Monday, where we'll continue with this very topic having to do with displaced persons in Akwa Ibom State and how we are going to solve it. I remain citizen Matthew Kofi O'Connor. I'm a productivity advocate. I am a reformer. I'm a thinker. I think for a living. I'm a patriot. And I am the founder and president of Open Forum. I am just an ordinary citizen, but with extra ordinary driver patriotism. In my new age, get ready. We're going to do more for humanity. God bless you. Bloom where you are planted.